Whoa, 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 whoa. Does anyone know what day it is today? It's Friday. It's not Monday at 9 p.m. It's Friday at 11:48 a.m. Well, as promised in this past Monday's episode, I'm throwing down a little random middle of the day app, and guys, it's going to be a two-parter. So you're going to get a little app now and a little app in a little while. You're going to understand why in a second if you're just tuning in for the first time. Hi, Mike. Trying to wave at Mike on the Instagram machine. There it is. We're switching gears a little bit today. I know I'm wearing my my left field top. And while this review might come out of left field, it is not from Left Field Brewery yet. Who knows what the future holds for anybody these days. But okay, let's just dive right in because I got lunch soon. Hi, Mike. Hi. This is not beer. This is a Tweed, which is a cannabis producer, Bakerstreet and ginger soda. So this is like an edible, or it's anyway. The point is, it's got distilled cannabis in it. So it's going to make me a little high. So that's why it's going to be a two-parter. This doesn't happen right away. So I'm going to open this and pour it, and we'll talk about it as if it was like a beer, because that's what we do around here. But then in a little while, assuming it works, and actually, even if it doesn't, even if I'm just kind of, I'll jump back on and give you an update as to what's going on, how I'm feeling, whatever. So yeah. Okay. First thing interesting, if you're looking at the camera, I've never had a soda from a dispensary before. It's got the same tariff sticker that you would get on cigarettes as well as on cannabis products. If you've been purchasing your responsible legal cannabis products, they come in way too much packaging and they always have one of these little duty paid stickers on it. Interestingly enough, duty paid. Most of this stuff's being produced not only within Canada, but within Ontario. I don't know what duties we're paying on it. It's not coming across any borders, but I think it just means they've taxed us for it. But it's also got this black top on it, which is interesting. It looks a little bit like one of the new style 6-pack. I got one around here somewhere. I think they're all down the side of the fridge. But it looks like that. I'm assuming this is like a tamper-proof lid is the idea. Anyone any insights on that? Anyway, as an aside, this was given to me for my birthday, no less, from our I'm going to just, I don't know if they want people to know everything about them. So I'm just going to say friends. I'm not going to say who. Friends of the pod, though, now. And one of the people in the couple works for a dispensary, or I don't know if they call themselves that, but anyway, a place where you can buy weed and weed products called Fire and Flower. So if you're looking for a regular shop, I would recommend them. I've been looking at their website. It looks pretty good. And you can get this Bakerstreet and ginger from them. Looked it up online, $4 a can, which if this was just a ginger ale, it better be a good ginger ale. But it has 2 milligrams of THC in it from distilled cannabis. So yeah, and less than 1 milligram of CBD. If these things don't mean anything to you, just go with it. It means there's some stuff in here that's going to make me high. So let's see how this safety lid opens. Okay, there we go. Just tears right off. Easy peasy. Duty sticker still on there. And I've got fancy. I brought a wine glass. I don't get to use wine glasses on the podcast too often, so I thought we'd pour it in a wine glass. That was an interesting pop. I'm smelling it out of the can. It smells like ginger ale. Here's the pour. Oh, make sure that the YouTube can see it too. Now, I did clean this glass, but I obviously didn't get right down to the bottom. There's some hangers on there. But whatever, it's a ginger ale. Who cares? We're not looking for head retention here, guys. So it actually looks a little bit like champagne. It's straw yellow, quite clear, active carbonation. No head to speak of. I wouldn't expect it. It's a soda. It smells very gingery and a little weedy, but very gingery. Like this doesn't smell like Canada Dry. This smells like Stewart's or a fancier ginger ale. And the ginger is it's got a very fresh smell to it. You know, the difference between like dried ginger and fresh ginger. I don't know if you've ever compared them, but there's an earthiness and a fresh, well, freshness to fresh ginger. This has a very fresh gingery smell to it. And yeah, the weed smell isn't quite skunky. It's almost a little bit more medicinal, which ginger. So maybe I'm just imprinting my expectations onto this. The taste. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, as mentioned, sweet ginger ale for sure, and nice ginger ale. Yeah, like a step up from store brand ginger ale. It's nicer ginger ale. It's maybe not like super artisan handcrafted ginger ale, but it's tasty. It's good ginger ale. And then, have you guys ever put a little like distillate under your tongue? It tastes like that a little, which makes sense because that's in there. If you've never done that, it is a resiny, not even piney, but evergreeny, almost spruce-like. But resiny is the first thing that I think of. Taste. It's not pronounced. It's there. If you'd never tasted it before, you might not actually notice it, or you might notice that there's something different, like it's ginger ale with like a but you might not be able to put your finger on it. But yeah, if you've ever had like an oil-based or just a straight distillate, which can be quite sticky, that and then you stick it under your tongue, or you use it in cooking or whatever. But when you're tasting it straight, it's got it's distilled cannabis oil. You can't get away from that taste. But yeah, very beautiful gingery smell. Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder maybe if I drop some ice in there too. Might take a little bit more of that distillate taste off of it. But it's not bad. It's not even, sometimes you do things like it doesn't taste bad, but you wouldn't go out of your way to drink it, but it's going to do a thing to you, so you go with it. It's not even that. Like, this is fine. It tastes fine. It tastes good. Imagine mixing a little rye in there. I don't know if I should not condone that. I condone that. Have your Bakerstreet and ginger with a good bit of rye in there. Makes me wish I had some rye at home right now, which I do not. Actually, the more I drink it, and that makes sense, the distillate's starting to kind of build up on my taste buds a little bit. So I'm noticing it a bit more now that I've tasted it. Again, it's not bad. If somebody handed you just a ginger ale and it had that taste to it, you'd be like, there's something wrong with this ginger ale. But under the circumstances, it's totally fine. It's quite tasty, as mentioned. What do I know about this aside from that? Not a lot. I know that there should be a sax solo. No, this drink has not started working yet. That's just a Bakerstreet joke. Let's see what it says on the website. Tweed says, we've masterfully combined Bakerstreet distilled cannabis with ginger ale and other ingredients to create a refreshing cannabis experience. The convenient and precise 355 milliliter can contains 2 milligrams of THC. It's interesting because it looks almost more like a Red Bull can. Like, it's quite tall and narrow, but it's the same as a can, but obviously it's quite a bit taller. If you have a child in grade 7, like I do, they're learning a lot about the volumes of prisms and cylinders. So this could be a useful teaching tool. Comparing it to a soda can, you would have to explain what the stop sign with the THC logo on it meant. But it's important that kids understand that this sort of stuff is fine, as long as you're doing it responsibly. And for instance, me today, I got nothing to do today. So let's go for a day trip. What else do I know about it? The strain name? Oh, it comes from Hindu Kush, which I believe is an Indica strain. So we're expecting a bit more of a all over kind of lazy high, not like a heady, giggly, but you're feeling great high. And that's all I got. Definitely, I just burped now. Definitely can taste the distillate in my burp too. So I'd say get this into you. And you know what? I mean, let's wait till part 2 and see what it does to me. But this could be a really good entryway if you've never consumed, or if maybe you're like me, 40, not like me, I've still consumed, but if you were to be the same age as me and maybe you haven't had any experience with any kind of, drugs since high school when you took a little nip off of someone's joint. This could be an interesting way to kind of, if you wanted to experiment a little bit, a nice safe way back in, maybe. Who knows? So I'm going to leave it there. As mentioned, check out fireandflower.com. They got a store I'm just looking right now, store in the Annex, store at Yonge and Gerrard, store at Parkdale. I know they're nationwide. Looks like there's just the 3 in the Toronto area. They also have a soda from Houseplant that's grapefruit that has 2.5 milligrams of THC. It's $6 though per can. And THC sativa soda, deep space soft drink. Whoa, 10 milligrams of THC, and it's $10. It's interesting. Houndstooth soda from Tweed. Houndstooth and soda from Tweed. That's another $4 one. Interesting stuff. I think the price is going to really depend mostly on the concentration of the THC in it. I have no idea what 2 milligrams of THC feels like when you consume it. Whether I'm going to be giggly and laughy and making silly jokes, or if I'm going to feel almost exactly the same as always. Who knows? Who knows? My personal experience, just in case you're wondering, I am a fairly regular consumer of THC products. So this is not like an unexperienced blind test. I've got a pretty good sense of how this sort of thing goes. I just don't know how this one's going to go. And that's the whole point. So what have we been doing here? Let me just flip back to my stream. It's got a time on it. We can go in just about 12 minutes. That's good for now. I'm going to leave this. I'm going to finish the glass because I've only had a couple of sips out of it. It's tasty. And probably have it with my lunch, but to have a nice tuna sandwich. And meet me back here when I come back online. So keep an eye on that. If you haven't subscribed in Instagram or YouTube, go ahead and do that. You'll get notifications. Smash that subscribe button, as the kids say. I would assume sometime around 1:32. That would be normal. Again, I've never had an edible and a drink. I think it's probably actually going to go a bit faster than normal. Normally about 2 hours is kind of what I'm looking at. I know for some people it's like 40 minutes. I don't know what the hell is happening with your digestive system if you can turn around a THC product in 40 minutes. I can't. But I mean, part of it is, so when you have an edible, you can actually absorb some of the THC and the CBD through blood vessels in your mouth. That's why when I was saying you put a little distillate under your tongue and just let it sit there, it actually, most of that actually hits through your bloodstream from your mouth directly, which is good because it also means it never touches your liver, which is your body's filter to try and keep chemicals that are intoxicating out of your blood. And then whatever you swallow then gets absorbed through your normal digestive system. But that takes longer because, again, it's got to go through that system. And the hydrochloric acid in your stomach actually will kill some of the effectiveness of the drug. And as well, your liver will do its job and will filter some of it out. So straight through your mouth is better. In fact, if you were really smart and had a lot of time on your hands and didn't care about seeming silly, you would take a sip and just hold it in your mouth for 2 minutes and let some of it absorb. I'm not doing that. But some of the effect is probably going to hit, a very small amount of it will hit very quickly, like 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes from what's absorbed through my mouth, my lips and my gums and my cheeks and whatnot. And then the bulk of what I'm going to experience is probably going to come through digestion, I think. But I'm not an expert in this stuff. Like I said, first time I've had an edible drink. A drinkable? Do we call them drinkables? I think we need to workshop that name a little bit. But anyway, yep, I'll come back on when I'm feeling something. 1:32, somewhere in there. If by 2:30 nothing's happening, I'll just jump on and tell you nothing's happening and say this was good and probably would work for some people, and maybe I just needed a bit more THC. Who knows? But we'll see what we see. And until then, enjoy your lunch, enjoy your day. And I won't wish you happy Halloween just yet because I'll be back and we'll talk more. So look for part 2 coming at you soon.